There's no journey, there's no liberation, there's no awakening. Everything's apparent. Mhm. See, how many people know that, because I say it all the time, but like, do you know this? Like, do you? That liberation and awakening, it's not like you're climbing a mountain and you get to the top. I got it. I'm liberated now. Do you know that? It's not a one and you're done thing. It's not a thing. It's a infinite road. It's a journey that don't end. It's a process that continues. It's a continuous unfolding. More will always be revealed. The subtleties, awareness, it continuously evolves, gets more subtle, more deep. Feelings of peace and joy get deeper, more intense. Remember, the mango keeps getting sweeter and sweeter, and more fresh, and more sweet. This is the journey. This is the that's the road we're on. The Peaceful Warrior. Have you guys seen that movie? It's a little old. Nick Nolte's in it, and the kid Nick Nolte constructed a situation where the kid realized, he said, so it's all about the journey. It's not some final destination. Nick Nolte's like. Do you know that though? See, knowing that, you know what happens when you know that? Ironically, everything's backwards in life for the most part. It's all ironic and upside down, and we got to use the language of language of opposites to talk, and it doesn't make sense to the mind. Intuitively, you can intuit this stuff. Ironically, when something realizes or accepts and admits that liberation or awakening is never going to happen in the way the mind thinks it's going to happen. It just doesn't. Something, when you realize that, something like, can you feel it? Like, and you can always realize that more deeply too. And sometimes you're going to forget and think it's serious. That's cool. When something realizes though that this road never ends to awakening, it's like something chill. There's something, it's like you're aware of your awakened, already existing awakened nature. Because it's like you've surrendered, that you've broke the identity with the localized consciousness or mind, pure mind, the good mind, that wants to try to wake up and reach nirvana and have self-realization. When you realize, like, whoa, but it's like, that's not a tangible one and you're done thing. Something just, oh, well, good. It's like, it's nice not to have goals, isn't it? Now, if you're 20 years old, maybe you don't feel that way. You can still have goals though. Like, you can still have goals, but that's like part of the dream. It's a happy, well, it can be a happy part of the dream. Like, we have goals and we're achieving. Like, my goal, lightly, was when I started these channels, I wanted 1,000 subscribers, an average of 1,000 views per video, because something then it told me, it's like, okay, if I get that, it means there's a need, you can say, for this message. God's using this form, this knowledge, this experience I've gained. Somebody's actually eating it. So it's like, okay, then it's useful. So I got that, and I'm cool. I don't have another goal. 10,000. I want 10,000. No. Now I want 100,000. Oh, 1 million. Boy, that would do it. No. It's God's business. What happens, what doesn't happen, all that. So you have these goals superficially, and you enjoy achieving, not achieving, like, they both have their benefits, but you're not taking it so serious. It's more light. And even when you take it serious, You just remember, like, okay, I'm taking it serious. I can't stop taking it serious. Like, damn, what am I gonna do? It's okay though. It's gonna pass because I'm keep confirming my true nature, which is just, you can say, formless consciousness. It doesn't have a goal. It doesn't have a body. It doesn't have anything. All this, the body and the goals and the form belongs to the matrix dream that consciousness wants to experience. This cosmic movie. So it's like, how can you take it so serious? The scenes are going to keep changing. So same thing with the awakening journey. Like, the scenes are going to keep changing. You're gonna feel, one day or one morning when you wake up or you hear somebody, it's gonna resonate. It's gonna open something, and it's gonna feel good. And then the mind might interpret that and give a thought or an image like, I got it. Damn, I need to start making videos now. I need to start doing consults. I'm a teacher. Whoa, because I see everything clear. Like this is just a magic show. Really, this form is not so real. Oh, I can feel the presence too. Uh-oh. I need to tell people about the presence. Okay, so there'll be some days, some moments where that can be experienced really strongly. Your identity with your human construct dissolves to a degree, not totally, or you disappear. So, and then you feel these feelings of joy and peace, but then the mind will hijack that a lot of times, and the ego would take it and claim, some spiritual accomplishment. See, that's the part we got to catch out. That's part of the deal, though. Like, how do you can't skip that stage. You got to do that. I remember Andrew Cohen. So when I was living in India, in Rishikesh, he was there too. And I read his book and I liked it. Something enlightenment or something. At that time I read it and I felt like it resonated. And then I called, I got a hold of him though later, or one of his assistants, and I was asking him about, this was a couple years after I read the book. Then I got an Indian teacher, not an Indian teacher, but a teacher in India who, pretty high level self-realization. We'd walk along the Ganga and I would ask these 1,000 questions, and I was just trying to, I was in that stage. And then at some point I looked at Andrew Cohen's book again and I'm like, I don't know, it feels a little intellectual. I'm not feeling the energy, the realization. I want to call. And I had learned a lot about preserving your sexual energy, or true authentic tantra. And I had been doing that for a while, and I saw how that really helped my spiritual practice, because the energy is so important. You need energy for transformation, for this whole awakening process. Otherwise your mind's too dull and you're just too weak. You need inner power. And so I started to get that from semen retention and just getting a handle on that sexual energy, because it was going pretty wild for a while. Not so much having sex, but just thoughts and fantasies and, ooh, is she looking at me, and just all that. So I started to get sober with that, and then I wanted to call, and I just was curious what he or his foundation felt about that. And so I did. By the way, you can see my other channel, Beyond the Alchemy, if you're a guy and you want to preserve your sexual energy and you feel that's important and you're having a hard time or whatever. I like that channel. I called there and he said, they're like, we don't really, that's up to you. You guys do what you want to do. They're saying, like, if somebody's wondering about that, because I asked that question, like, do you think preserving your sexual energy is an important aspect of doing your sadhana for the transformational strength you get? And they kind of just dismissed it. They're like, it's up to you. You just do what you do. But most important is meditation. And I'm thinking, like, but you don't have any. How are you going to meditate efficiently if you haven't curbed your sexual instinct, which is the second strongest instinct we have? How are you going to, like, what are you talking about? So I saw I saw the limitation. But the whole point of the story is later he came out and said, you know what, guys, I was stuck in my mind, man. Like, I wasn't as high as I thought. I appreciated that. I liked that. That took humility to admit that. I don't know what he's doing now, but anyway. You see, the road's unending. He's at a deeper realization now than he was then. But he had to go through that period of thinking you know something. End of the road, I'm enlightened. Later he realized he's not. Life will catch you out at some point. You can have 1 million followers. Life will catch you out if it's not true, if it's not organic. Stay humble, stay surrendered, always. Don't get complacent. The mind's going to try to get you to be complacent, especially if there's too many people. Oh, wow, you're so good. You know, I went through this when I lived in Bali 12, 15 years ago or something. I wrote a book. I was selling my book. I was teaching yoga. People had some reverence for me, and it got to my head. And it was making me restless as hell because I was living a split life. It was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I wasn't one with where I was at. I'd still go out and at night, mess around, try to get attention from the girls, and get chased by the transvestites. I used to like that dopamine hit. And so then the next morning I'd come in and I'd teach the yoga class, put on my white, get my, I don't have my chain out. I got to show my necklace. That's not spiritual. So I have all my gear, right? Spiritual gear. But I didn't, at some point, like Andrew, it didn't feel right anymore because I felt inside I wasn't one with what I was saying. I mean, see, this is the problem. Intellectually, I knew what I was saying was true, but it wasn't being backed with any true realization, not enough. There was still karma being played out of me that, you know, I needed to let that finish before I really could step in and do teach yoga and do all that. So I stopped all that. And then, I don't know, 10 years or something went by. I wasn't teaching anything, not much. So the journey don't end. The journey doesn't end. It keeps going. That's why I say reflect on that. Ask yourself, like, do you know that? The mind will say, yeah, I know that. No, but do you really know that? Because this is an important obstruction to dissolve. This will, like I said before, ironically accelerate your this awakening process, because something relaxes. You're not obsessed anymore with awakening, and you're not following a misnomer that the mind creates that awakening is some kind of tangible thing that you like get and you're done. Awakening is tangible, but it's not a thing. It's not a thing means you get, it's a thing. Okay, I got it now. It's not like that. It's a constant evolving process for the localized consciousness. The pure consciousness is beyond awakening. It doesn't think about awakening. It's when the consciousness dreams itself into this form and starts, identifies with the limitation and then suffers it, then the concept is needed. I need to wake up from this. I need to recognize like who I am beyond this form. That's the awakening. But you can always recognize more and more and more who you are beyond this form. And it's good. You get past a certain point, it's just all good. You're not worrying about it anymore. You're not trying to clean yourself up and be perfect. Oh no, you're cool. You clean things up that need to be cleaned up, and then you go on about your business, and you just try to keep focusing on this sense of presence. And then you focus on that more and more and more because you like it more and more and more. You're not trying to be a good student. You just like it. What else are you going to focus on? The body that's decaying and breaking down every day? You want to focus on that? Ooh, I need more gains. No, you're focusing on your infinite formless self because it's just a logical thing to do. And then enjoy the constant unfolding and expanding of awakening. This is what it is. So let me know. Is that what you do? All right, see you.